Starfinder, Scoundrels in the Spike. You are a hardy soldier from Absalon Station, a huge space station that is the undisputed hub of trade and governance among the allied planets known as the Pact Worlds. Your family hails from a place called Downlow, a working-class neighborhood in the Spike that extends below the station's radial plane. Life in the Spike is hardscrabble. Gangs pull the strings behind everything from neon-lit credit lenders to seemingly reputable shops. You've always dreamed of leading a life of adventure, however, and you're a mean shot with your semi-auto pistol. You've sought out the Starfinder Society for a chance at gainful employment that might take you across the solar system or even beyond. From headquarters in the nearby Lore Spy complex, these adventurers and scholars eagerly accepted you into their ranks. Your first assignment has just pinged into your datapad from the office of First Seeker Lawazi El-Sibo, the Society's leader. She wants you to venture into an abandoned maintenance corridor in the Spike, not far from your home turf, to investigate reports of prowling dangers. Station technicians need to access the corridor to conduct repairs, but they can't risk falling through broken grates or being attacked by lurking pests. And so, the maintenance contractor has asked the Starfinders for help. Excitement fills you, since this is your chance to prove yourself to the Starfinder Society. Plus, if you can thwart any threats in the corridor, the Society will reward you with 250 credits, the standard unit of digital currency in the Pact Worlds, and you're cleared to keep any useful items you find along the way. You holster your semi-auto pistol, sheathe your tactical baton, smooth your second skin armor, and head toward the coordinates on your datapad. Soon, you're outside the flickering corridors of the maintenance hall. You gather up your courage and head down the halls. Before you stretches an eerily empty chamber made of rusty metal. Cardboard boxes filled with smashed electronic parts line the room's walls, and from the ceiling hang clumps of wires, a few of them dripping colorful fluids. It's clear this place is in dire need of repair, and it's likely the ways forward aren't safe. You pull your flashlight from your pack and then sweep its light across the corridor. The flashlight illuminates two hallways trailing away from the main room. One heading to the north, and another leading to the east. So far, there's no sign of trouble, but you know it's always best to be prepared. You draw your semi-auto pistol from its holster, fix your flashlight under its barrel, and cautiously advance. As your eyes adjust to the illuminated gloom, you see movement in this chamber behind a particularly bulky box full of broken digital signboards. From behind the box springs a nasty creature, a space goblin, short and green, with teeth like razors set into its oblong head. The goblin is holding a dented pistol held together with tacky putty and string. It cackles with glee as it levels its weapon straight at you. You know the goblin means to kill you, and that you must defeat it before you can continue through the corridors. Both you and the goblin take turns shooting at one another. You make quick work of this goblin. With a final deft maneuver, your semi-auto pistol sends a bullet right into the space goblin's heart. The goblin's cackle turns into a shocked wheeze as the creature slumps against the corridor wall, dead. Rummaging through its tattered stationware pockets, you find a small aluminum vial with a gel cap pill etched onto its cap. This must be a healing serum. Looking around, you see that there is a short hallway leading deeper into the maintenance corridor. As you emerge into the maintenance corridor's next chamber, A sickly yellow glow hits your peripheral vision. In the corner, some sort of control hub stretches from the floor to the ceiling, covered in display screens and complicated control panels. The control hub is badly malfunctioning, if the jaundiced miasma hanging about it like heavy fog is any indication. Another sign, the corridor systems are long overdue for repairs. As you stare at the control hub, a sinking thought dawns on you. This isn't just an electrical malfunction. The control hub must be leaking dangerous radiation that could, at worst, lay you low for an entire day. The radiation field is small, however, and beyond it, you see a hallway that curves deeper into the corridor, as well as a hallway that exits to the east. You could easily try to skirt the radiation to move on. Your senses are on high alert the moment you step into this chamber, filled with decommissioned hover chairs and dented terminal desks. A banging sound echoes from behind a rusty wall panel. Suddenly, the panel bursts open, and another filthy, snarling space goblin rushes right at you, waving its battered baton menacingly. You pull your pistol and fire. You begin to fire as it approaches you. Your first round misses, but the goblin is now within range of its baton. The goblin swings its baton wildly, with clearly no tact for combat. You take a few shots with your pistol. Your final attack connects solidly between the goblin's watery eyes. The creature gives one final enraged screech before crumpling to the ground, dead. You soon catch your breath, but a quick rummage through the goblin's stinking pockets elicits nothing. The not-so-clever creature just thought you'd be an easy mark, but at whose behest is anyone's guess. Hallways exit this chamber to the north, east, and west. You continue to the north. You slowly make your way into this wide, surprisingly tidy storage room. The outdated computer terminals here are in various states of disassembly, but all are stacked neatly in piles that almost resemble a structure, and soon you see why. Charging from out behind the tallest stacks is a greasy man, his micro-cord vest jagged and torn. The man's features twist in rage as he shouts, "You're not a repair crew! Get out of here before you ruin my plan!" He levels his pistol right at you. The two of you trade shots. The gang tough was no slouch, but he still was no match for your deadly aim. A final bullet rips through his vest, and, with a cough and a glare of hatred, he falls and his eyes close. This villain was clearly no crazed space goblin, and your curiosity about him sends you rifling through his belt pouches. Almost immediately, you find an oblong cred stick, a kind of small computer that stores digital money, that is loaded with 50 credits. Not a bad haul. The tough was also carrying a datapad containing several text files. Scrolling through them, you learn that the man's name was Grex, and that he was a low-level member of a local gang. You find messages between Grex and several other gang members detailing his plan to recruit some local pests, space goblins, you figure, to sabotage the maintenance corridor and attack any repair crews that responded, to steal their equipment to sell on the black market. The messages specify that Grex has 2 space goblin allies. You've already dealt with them and their boss, but you need to keep exploring. The hallways before you lead to the south, east, and the west, but you decide to head south. There's something odd about the small, closet-like chamber. Soon, you realize why. A scratching noise issues from underneath the dented old comms desk in the corner. A furry purple creature with wide eyes pokes its head out from the gloom. "Psst," the creature says. "You, gun-toter! Come here, I can help." As you cautiously creep toward the purple-furred creature, it dawns on you This must be a skittermander, a member of a friendly and diminutive species known for their uncanny ability to get into trouble, though they consider themselves extremely helpful in all situations. You give the skittermander an encouraging smile and move closer to hear.
Hello, new friend. Goblins in this place, and maybe a man. Not safe,
the creature says in an almost comical stage whisper.
You're strong. You'll get those stinky things. Here, this will help.
The skittermander produces a hefty rifle from beyond its back. In its hands, the gun looks like an oversized toy, but the rifle is clearly of good make and solid function. You recognize it immediately. This is an arc rifle. The arc rifle shoots bolts of electricity. When you look up from examining the rifle, the friendly skittermander is gone. Vaguely, from down a hallway, you hear a faint echo. The silence returns, and it's time to move on. Hallways from this area lead straight to the south and west, and curving to the north. You continue your way to the south. You pick your way carefully across the area's uneven metal floor tiles. The lights are flickering badly, and you lose count of the number of wire bundles that hang naked from the ceiling. You have a bad feeling about this place as you stop to look for threats. Scanning the rusty floor, you see an obvious hazard, a trapdoor covering a pit in the floor. Whether it's an intentional trap set by the threats that lurk here, or a mere hazard of the dilapidated chamber is anyone's guess. Regardless, you easily sidestep the hazard and are faced with a hallway that stretches to the north before you. You return to the room where the skittermander was, but the creature has left and the chamber is now empty. 3 hallways exit the room. You return to the chamber with the dead space goblin. There's nothing else to see here, so you can continue on. The information you learned from the gang Tough Grex's datapad made it very clear. He had hatched a plot to attack maintenance workers with his 2 space goblin allies, but now you've thwarted those nefarious plans. Though the corridor is indeed badly in need of repairs, it is no longer a dangerous ambush site. This corridor of the Spike is now a little safer, thanks to your heroic efforts. Swelling with pride at the thought of the dangers you've overcome, not to mention the safety you've secured for the workers, you head back the way you came. Once you're in the safety of Down Low, you tap out a message on your personal comm unit to the Starfinder Society about your success, including mentions of the hazards you came across in the corridor. You include video clips you took of the secured scene for good measure, so that the Starfinders can rest assured that you've combed through the area and encountered the dangers that lurked there. A response from First Seeker Lawazi El Sibo herself comes in almost immediately. She's proud of your efforts. She mentions that the maintenance workers you've helped are ecstatic, and your heart fills with emotion at the gratitude the First Seeker passes along on their behalf. In addition, she's already transferred her promised payment of 250 credits to your account. Even better, the First Seeker wants to arrange a meeting with you. She wants to congratulate you and offer you the chance to meet with some of the workers who are grateful for your efforts and wish to extend their personal thanks. But perhaps even more exciting than this, the First Seeker says she wants to offer you another assignment. This one might take you off Absalom Station, Lawazi says. You can think of no better way to celebrate your victory than with another heroic adventure, this time into space.